Hi everyone. Welcome to the Turkish Spotlight Secrets channel. All the details are in our video. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and share this video so you don't miss any updates. Thank you for being here. Today, the entertainment world jolted to attention with a confession no one expected. Beloved star Gökberk Yildirim, who has for years been publicly linked to his former partner Cemre Arda, finally shattered the silence, and the words he chose left the industry gasping. For weeks, whispers have swirled around Cemre Arda, with talk of a possible pregnancy igniting speculation precisely because of her complicated history with Gökberk. The pair's refusal to address the rumors only stoked the fire. And then, without warning, the silence broke. Those present say the moment didn't feel rehearsed. It felt raw. Gökberk looked squarely at the cameras and spoke with a tremor that made every sentence land like a headline. Yes, if you're asking, the child is mine. I chose to keep quiet to protect Cemre. That single statement ripped across social platforms in seconds. Screens lit up. Comment sections exploded. The wide circle that has watched these two rise, stumble, and rise again could hardly process the confession. As of this broadcast, Cemre Arda has not answered. She is holding her ground in silence. People close to her say the situation has spiraled in a way that makes her deeply uneasy, and that she intends to keep a low profile while the storm rages. No statements. No clarifications. No late-night notes sent to reporters. According to friends who have seen her in recent days, Cemre values handling personal matters without spectacle, and she is trying to reclaim some control by staying off the record. But the question haunts everyone who has watched this saga over the years. For how long can the quiet hold? Their story is not new to us. Years ago, when their romance bloomed in public view, fans followed every photograph, every casual glance, every word exchanged on red carpets. Even after they parted ways, their names never fully detached from one another in the press. The shadow of what they used to be hovered over award nights, interviews, and every new project each of them took on. Now, with this sudden development, an old script has been dragged back into the spotlight. Could an unexpected twist be pushing them back together? Or is this the closing chapter they never got to write? Inside sources can't agree on the timing of what happened today. Some insist that Gökberk made his bold declaration without coordinating with Cemre, an impulsive move, they say, from a man no longer willing to be coy. Others suggest this wasn't about impulse at all. Rather, they claim he finally reached the limit of what he could hold inside and decided that whatever came next, it would be better to meet it honestly than keep living in the space between rumor and reality. What complicates everything is that Cemre, so far, has not endorsed nor rejected any version of events. Her absence has become a presence of its own. Social media did what it does best: divide and amplify. On one side, voices praise Gökberk for taking responsibility, for stepping up, for putting himself in the storm so Cemre wouldn't have to bear it alone. It takes courage to say it out loud, one fan wrote, summing up a wave of similar sentiments. On the other side, critics argue that speaking without Cemre's consent, no matter how well-intentioned, could corner her into a conversation she never wanted in public. Timing matters, an industry blogger pointed out. So does agency. And just like that, an intimate situation has become a nationwide debate on love, privacy, and the cost of fame. We've been watching this rumor simmer for weeks. Under the glossy world of premieres and photo ops, the whispers grew. Both stars went quiet, and that quiet became the most dramatic sound in the room. Gökberk stopped posting anything that could be read as a hint, nothing beyond neutral promotions escaped his feed. Then today, everything changed. Asked directly, relentlessly, whether he had any connection to the story surrounding Cemre's name, he finally let go of the guardrails and answered with words no one was prepared to hear: yes. I am the father. I did not rush to speak because I wanted Cemre to feel safe, to decide what felt right for her. In minutes, the declaration was trending. Entire threads popped up analyzing his tone, his body language, the choice of words. Was he relieved? Was he angry? Was he trying to force a narrative? The truth is, his voice shook like a person who had carried something heavy for too long. The impulse to interpret everything is understandable. This is a couple whose story many feel invested in, but interpretations don't equal facts, and we still have only one side speaking out loud. Meanwhile, Cemre's inner circle, as tight-lipped as she is, let slip just a few notes. She is upset by how quickly the situation escalated. She is not racing anyone to release a statement, and she remains, above all, protective of her boundaries. Anyone who has followed her career knows this about her. Seamra has always chosen the quiet path over noise, especially on matters of the heart. Yet even those closest to her admit there will come a point when silence turns into a weight of its own. The longer the quiet stretches, the larger the public's questions grow. And the press, predictably, can smell the suspense. Tabloids wasted no time dredging up history. They remember the beginning, how electric this pairing felt, how naturally they seemed to fit at the height of their romance. They remember the end, too, messy and complicated not because of scandal, but because sometimes even love between two bright stars burns out under pressure. Commentators wonder if today has reopened wounds that had only just healed. There are those who think a crisis like this could forge a new understanding between them, pulling them closer. Others worry that they are both standing at a critical crossroad professionally, and that merging paths again, especially under a spotlight this harsh, could cost them more than either imagines. To understand the frenzy, consider how carefully this topic was avoided until now. For all the talk around them, neither Gökberk nor Seamra had offered so much as a hint that confirmed or denied the whispers. Their restraint made every rumor feel more potent. When Gökberk finally broke the stalemate, it wasn't just news, it felt like the answer to a riddle everyone had been trying to solve with half the pieces missing. And still, we don't have the full picture. Not without Seamra. Not without whatever she chooses to reveal. In industry circles, the discourse has turned almost academic. Is disclosure an act of love or an act of pressure? If you speak to protect someone, must you do it with their permission, or does urgency create its own moral logic? People who know them say this is exactly the kind of tension that defined their relationship, two strong individuals, each instinctively protective, sometimes misreading what protection looks like to the other. If that dynamic still holds, then today's admission, however heartfelt, may be tangled with unintended consequences. The media machinery is in full roar. Playlists of their past interviews are resurfacing. Old clips where they laugh at inside jokes are being shared like relics from a different time. Nostalgia has become a filter through which the present is being watched. It's as if the past itself has stepped back onto the stage, urging everyone to believe that stories don't end so neatly and that feelings don't bow when the credits roll. If this were a movie, the dramatic speech would lead to reconciliation. But this is real life, or as real as life can be when the entire country watches you breathe. Let's talk about the career angle, because that, too, fuels the debate. Both stars are on the cusp of significant transitions. New projects, new endorsements, new scripts that could redefine the next decade of their work. A personal revelation of this scale can overshadow everything, for better or worse. Some see the moment as proof of maturity, owning what's yours and refusing to let gossip weaponize your silence. Others warn that the industry is not always kind to vulnerable truth. Doors open and close for reasons that have nothing to do with talent. The calculus is brutal, and both of them know it. Still, strip away the glitter and the noise, and you're left with something simple. Two people who once loved each other deeply are navigating a decision that will shape the rest of their lives. The public may crave a fairy tale ending or a dramatic clash, but reality tends to land somewhere more human, between forgiveness and fear, between pride and tenderness. Maybe that's why the response has been so visceral. Audiences don't just want updates. They want reassurance that love, in whatever form it takes, can survive the glare of strangers' eyes. As the hours pass, everyone waits for Seamra. Her voice will either confirm the path forward or redraw the map entirely. She may validate every word Gökberk spoke, or she may ask for privacy and time. If her inner circle has guessed correctly, she will take the latter route, for now. Meanwhile, the rumor mill keeps spinning. Some say her silence masks agreement, others insist it reveals hurt. What's certain is that the power to set the tone rests with her. And for once, the spotlight, relentless as it is willing to wait. We come back, again and again, to the moment that changed everything today. The words themselves were not ornate. They were plain, almost spare. Yes. I am the father. I stayed quiet out of concern for her. In that simplicity lies the shock. No legal phrasing. No measured PR language. Just an admission that sounded, to many ears, both brave and heartbreaking. It is the kind of sentence that can't be unsaid, the kind that redraws relationships with friends, with family, with fans, and with oneself. And so the conversation continues. Was this the right time? Was this his call to make? Or did necessity outweigh etiquette? Depending on who you ask, it's either the act of a partner willing to stand in front of the bullet, or the misstep of a man who thought protection meant speaking first. Perhaps both can be true at once. Perhaps love, past or present, rarely fits into neat categories. For now, the frenzy shows no sign of slowing. Headlines keep mutating as new pundits chime in, timelines fill with montages and think pieces, and behind it all, two people try to breathe in private while everyone else narrates their next move. The only certainty is that we will hear from Cemre eventually. When she speaks, it will not just answer questions, it will recalibrate the narrative. It will reveal whether this moment marks a reunion, a respectful parting of paths, or something more complicated than either side expected. This is where we end for today. The wait begins. If you want the latest as soon as it breaks, stay close to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. If you enjoyed our video, please subscribe to the channel and share it. Goodbye.